agricultural development in India and its socio-economic and ecological consequences. Myself, Majid Husain. I am teaching in Pragati University. But in the market there are many rumors that he is not teaching, he is only author, he is writing books. Many friends say, and I got it feedback, that Majid is staying in United States of America with his son. Some people went to the extent of saying that Majid Husain is no more. These are the rumors about Majid Husain. But you know, throughout I was with us. I am doing a complete course of both the papers. Geography optional, all 20 units are taught by me. And the second paper, 10 units are taught by me. In the second paper also all 10 units are covered by Majid Husain. We have only one teacher in Pragati, and that is Majid Husain. And the person who is speaking in front of you is the original Majid Husain. Not Asli or Nakli, because one coaching center said, Majid Husain was one of our students, he is teaching. And the person who said this, he is 40 years younger to me. How he taught to me, you can imagine. So all this is propaganda, anti-Pragati. Against us, but we cannot counter. Now the topic I am going to discuss in a brief way is the agricultural development in India. You know, right from the beginning, India is an agrarian country. But India was never self-sufficient in the matter of food. Though about 68% or two-thirds of the population is directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture, but we are not very self-sufficient in items. Some people may say India is exporting. I agree. India is exporting basmati rice to the Middle East countries. India is exporting wheat to East European countries. These are the matter of fact, and nobody can deny these things. But we are exporting because 26% of our brothers and sisters, they are not eating. They are below the poverty line. We are thankful to them, they are not eating and we are exporting. The reality is about 30 crore Indian people are not eating twice a day. That's why we are exporting, and we are exporting just to maintain a balance of payment. We are importing petroleum and other things. We have to export something to these countries. Now, India, despite agrarian country, is not self-sufficient in food. So in 1963, our late Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru stamped out a policy that we should be self-sufficient in food. Because before this, we were importing wheat under PL 480 from USA. This was a personal law between India and USA to import wheat from them. But those people started at some occasions sarcastic that we are providing food to your population and all the time you are siding the Soviet Union. This was a condition which hurt our Prime Minister, and he resolved we should be self-sufficient in the matter of food. This was one turning point. Secondly, in 1962-63, 61-62-63, 3 years, there were consecutive drought conditions in India. The crops failed. And I remember I joined Delhi at that time as a lecturer. The starving people were coming from West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha, and they were dying on the platform of old Delhi and New Delhi. This was a very pathetic scenario I observed myself. So when this adverse situation developed, our government decided to be self-sufficient in the food. And under this program, when Subramaniam was the Food and Agriculture Minister, we took a decision that new seeds should be diffused in the Indian agriculture. New seeds of rice and wheat. And therefore, rice was imported from Manila. Because at Manila there is International Rice Research Institute, Manila. The new seeds of rice were imported from there. And Larva Rosa, wheat, was imported from Mexico. So the diffusion of these seeds in the Indian agriculture is known as green revolution or new agricultural strategy. Now, when these seeds were adopted, diffused in Indian agriculture, the planners and decision makers of India, they thought perhaps these will be the benefits from the new seeds. The benefits from the new seeds, expected one. They lead short duration, economize on land. The new seeds remain for a shorter period in the field. Rice matures in 110 days or at the most 120 days. Wheat matures in about 130 days. So it means the land will be available for the next crop. It economizes on land. Secondly, lead to intensification of agriculture. From the same field, a farmer can obtain 3 crops because the crop occupies a shorter period in the field. The next expectation was generate more employment. When the farmer will be growing 3 crops a year, naturally there will be more employment. Not only farmer, but the dependent laborer will also be benefited because the rural unemployment problem will be solved to a great extent. Now, if he is growing more, this will go to the market. In the market, there will be loading and unloading of the grains. It will generate more employment in the urban areas also. The problems of unemployment in rural and small towns or qasbah will be solved. This was the expectation. Now, it will promote the overall development because if a farmer is getting more money, it means he has a better purchasing power. He will be purchasing the articles and goods which are comfortable to him, like sewing machine, stitching machine, washing machine, and so many other things. So indirectly it will be helping the industrial sector also. This was the expectation when these seeds were diffused. Then neutral to the scale, this is from economics. Anyone of you with economics background? No. In economics there are 3 laws of production. And one of the laws is law of diminishing return. Law of diminishing return means as the size of holding of a farmer increases, the per unit yield or production decreases. That is known as the law of production or law of diminishing return. It applies to agriculture. As the big farmer's size or farm becomes bigger, this average yield declines. It means the small farmer's yield per unit area is more. The expert said that the new seeds will be neutral to the big farmers and the small farmers. All farmers will be getting the benefit in the same ratio. This was also a big thing. The law of diminishing return will not apply. You know, in industries, the law of increasing return applies. That is opposite. In industries, bigger the factory, less the cost of production, more is the profit. So, this was also a very important point. The utility of the scale and easy to adopt. The farmers don't have to go for any coaching or guidance to adopt the new seeds. It was just the adjustment of dates. The new seeds used to be supposed to sown in the field a bit late after Deepavali. This was the only requirement. So it means it was easy to adopt the new seeds. These are the conditions, and the government of India was very optimistic that many of our problems will be solved if we go for the heavy variety. But the next thing is, the new seeds perform well if certain conditions are available. And the available conditions are, they give better results. Conditions required for the yielding varieties. Number 1, controlled irrigation. The new seeds are thirsty with seeds. They need controlled irrigation, not irrigation. This is a difference between irrigation and controlled irrigation. Controlled irrigation means that water should be given to the crop at the right time and in the right quantity. For example, in the case of wheat, the first irrigation should be after 22 days from the date of sowing. The first irrigation should be after 22 days. In case some farmer is irrigating the field after 15 days, it will damage the crop. If he is irrigating the crop after 25 days or 30 days, again the return will not be satisfactory. So this is one thing. Secondly, the first irrigation should be 2.5 centimeter. It should not be too much. Only 1 inch of water is required to the tender plants of wheat. And secondly, the water should be spread in the field at a uniform depth. It means the field should be a leveled field. If the field is not leveled, then water from the boundary may go into the interior part. So one part will get less than 1 inch, the other part will get more than 1 inch. Both will be adversely affected. This is the second condition, the controlled irrigation. So these seeds became successful with controlled irrigation water. Next one is adequate supply of chemical fertilizers. Cow dung is not required. They are hungry, gluttons. The height is less, but they take too much of energy in the form of chemical fertilizer. That should be available. Any farmer who is not able to give the required quantity of chemical fertilizer, his yield will not be at par to the another part. So, more irrigation, controlled irrigation, then heavy doses of chemical fertilizers, NPK. Then application of insecticides and pesticides. That is another condition. Because when you are irrigating your field repeatedly after every 15 or 20 days, the microclimate of the field becomes moist. There is enough moisture or humidity in the field. Secondly, you are adding so much of chemical fertilizers. Chemical fertilizers means energy in the field. The microclimate of the field becomes hot and humid. This hot and humid condition is favorable for the fast growth of crop. This is a very ideal condition. The new seeds need more water, more fertilizer. This is best for the crop. But the same condition, there are some doctors in the class, they will bear me out. If the climate or microclimate of a place is hot and humid, this is good for the multiplication of insects and pests. The doctors feel very happy when the rainy season comes because the number of patients increases in that period. When the climate of the field is hot and humid, the same condition is good for the multiplication of insects and pests. Now these insects and pests, they survive on the crop. So the farmer should be in a position to kill these insects. And killing of insects and pests is possible with the help of the spray of insecticide and pesticide. So the insecticide and pesticide, a very expensive input is also required. If you want to take a good crop, you must apply the insecticide and pesticide. And any farmer who is not in a position, his crop will be adversely affected. The problem in our society, in our country is that all these insecticides and pesticides are poisons. They kill the insects. Unfortunately, the pure poison is not available. Poison is very expensive. And the middleman, the banya, he deceives the farmer. He says there is ISI level, so it is coming from the factory. It may be adulterated in the house. So the third requirement for a good crop of yielding varieties is the farmer should be in a position to apply chemical fertilizers, insecticide and pesticide. And not only one farmer. Suppose there is a big farmer like this, and he is bounded by small farmers. If these farmers are not able to spray their crop with insecticide and pesticides, and this fellow is a rich one, he is applying insects and insecticide pesticides. So the insects from these fields may migrate into this crop. Because in the rural area there is no need of having a passport or visa to enter from one field to another. The insects are free to move in any part. So not only the crop of these will be damaged, the crop of this person who is very scientific farmer applying chemical fertilizers will also be adversely affected. It means the whole village should be in a position to apply chemical fertilizer, insecticide and pesticide. Otherwise the crop will be. Then apart from this, for the timely operation, there should be mechanization of agriculture. Because the farmer has to go for the next crop. Intensification, he is to carry the crop to the market also. For all these operations, he needs tractors, trolley, sprayers, and so many other equipment. And all these things are not freely available. They have to be purchased from the money, and money should be available. In case he is not able to purchase all these machinery, his return will be less. Then there should be sufficient marketing facilities, mandis of agricultural products and storage facilities. Otherwise, the product may be damaged if it is exposed to the rains. And one more important point is the research facility. The new seeds imported from outside, they perform only for 3 years. This is the weakness of these seeds. 4th year, the production decline automatically. If a farmer is doing the same seed repeatedly for more than 3 years, then the yield will decline automatically in the 4th year. It means our research lab should develop new seeds after everything. And research or development of seeds is a very expensive proposition. It is not so easy. It needs a lot of money. Research, development of new seeds take a lot of money and commitment. Then human factor is also responsible. Some farmers are progressive farmers, they go for the new seeds. Some are lazy and lethargic, may not be going for it. So these are the conditions. You see how the new seeds have affected the cropping patterns in India. The cropping in India, we grow many crops, but I will take the example of only 2 crops. Before the adoption of new seeds or the imported seeds, this was the cropping pattern of rice in our country. Rice was mainly grown in the area where more than 100 centimeter of rainfall was recorded. And you can see, these are the areas of heavy rainfall, the rice was sometimes. The interesting thing to be noted, Punjab, Haryana, this was not a significant area under rice cultivation. Before the green revolution, the period is 61-64. This 4 years average at the district level has been plotted in this. So it shows that rice was a crop, or the concentration of rice was in the eastern part where rainfall was more than 100 centimeters, and no cultivation of rice in Punjab and Haryana. But after 1964-65, the picture has changed. Now you see, this area has become the leading producer of rice in our country. Punjab and Haryana, after the adoption of the new seeds, is the leading producer of basmati rice, the better quality of rice. And believe it or not, the Krishi Pandit Award in the case of rice is always going either to a Punjabi Jat farmer or to a Haryanvi Jat farmer. Their yield is much higher as compared to the yield of these areas. So it shows there is a complete change in the cropping pattern. Rice, which needs more water, has gone towards Punjab and Haryana. Remember, in Punjab and Haryana, the average annual rainfall is less than 60 centimeters. Amritsar is only 55 centimeters. So they are the leading producer of this crop. The reasons are somewhere else. Then, this was the case of rice. Rice has gone to west. Even in the Ganganagar district, this is a desert. Indira Gandhi Canal. Rice is grown in that area. In 1961-64, see the map of wheat concentration. Punjab was known as the wheat basket, this western part of our country, the wheat basket of India. Most of the wheat used to be grown in this area. But now, the picture has changed. There was no wheat cultivation in all these parts. Wheat was in. As you go away from this, the intensity of wheat was decreasing. But the picture has changed now. Wheat is being grown. Wheat is also Rajasthan here. This is the desert area. And in the east, wheat has gone to Dimapur. Dimapur is Nagaland. So this small plain area. Earlier they were not knowing what is wheat cultivation, and often they used to talk. And the parameter for the prosperity was those who are eating rice, they are rich people. Those who are eating wheat, they are poor people. It who professor hai, it who atta kar hai. They used to talk like this to me, and I was serving the northeastern university. So some concentration of wheat has gone from southward, eastward, and up to the Pakistan border in Ganganagar district. Now, a general picture emerges from this presentation that rice has gone from east to west, and wheat has gone in all directions from the Punjab and Haryana. So far as the crop combinations is concerned, there is a change in the crop combinations also. This topic is in your second paper, crop combinations in India and the recent methodology. Before Green Revolution, most of the farmers were growing 6, 7 or 8 crops in their field. Now this has been simplified after the adoption of this strategy. See this method. I did plotting at the district level. You see 8 crop combination where you are seeing the green color, 9 and 10 crop combinations was the usual practice. There were only small areas like this one where bajra was the dominant crop. Here where rice was the dominant crop, which in other areas farmers were doing, even in Punjab you see, Gurdaspur, Hoshiarpur, Amritsar, 7 crops was the normal practice. But after this, it means the agriculture was subsistent in nature. Farmers were growing crops keeping in mind the family requirements. Now the picture has changed. Indian farmers have by and large have become market-oriented farmers. This picture has been simplified. In Punjab, Haryana, this part only 2 crops. Rice in the summer season and wheat in the winter season. The area of monoculture has gone up here. If you come this area, 3 crop combination has emerged. This is again a 2 crop combination. So it means now the Indian farmers are moving towards the market-oriented crops, not the family-oriented crops. This is another important point. Now see how it has affected the economy. The underground water table, you see here, see the inset map, this one, Haryana. In the vertical orange color shade, the water table is going down. This is an ecological problem that in the districts of Yamunanagar, Jagadri, Kurukshetra, coming down to Karnal, Panipat, Sonipat, the water table is going down. And in Rohtak, Bhiwani, Hisar, etc., the water table is rising. This is very disturbing because if the underground water table is disturbed, the whole agriculture will be upset. This is one. Secondly, the soil is becoming either acidic or alkaline. See, the green revolution is a success in Punjab, Haryana and Western UP. It shows, the green line shows the canal irrigation. This is the canal irrigated area in Punjab and Haryana, Western UP. And see, there are tube wells and pumping sets. Punjab having 9 lakh tube wells, Haryana 5 lakhs, and Ganga Yamuna Dwar more than 2 lakhs. It means the farmers have a controlled source of irrigation. They are getting water from the canals. They have their electric run tube wells. And some of the farmers have third parallel source of irrigation also, pumping sets, run with diesel. So this is intensely irrigated area. But according to the National Remote Sensing Agency, Hyderabad, this area is first affected by the saline and alkaline formations. The orange color shows that the soil is becoming either alkaline or saline, and if this process continues for the period of time, the most productive part of our country may become unproductive. there are already complaints from the side of the farmers that every year we are giving more inputs but getting less return from the agriculture. This is a general complaint. Now see, the map I obtained from the agriculture university of Haryana, Punjab agriculture, it also shows there are big patches of saline and alkaline precipitation. And same is the case in the Indira Gandhi Canal facility. This is the Indira Gandhi Canal community. Now in this desert, the farmers are doing wheat, rice and cotton cultivation. All these crops need a lot of water. And in this area, on both sides of this Indira Gandhi Canal, there are waterlogged areas. In the desert, when the waterlogged conditions exist, they become ideal for the fast growth of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes, these areas have become the breeding grounds for mosquitoes. And according to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, a report published by them, the maximum number of malaria, chikungunya and dengue are reported from the Indira Gandhi Canal catchment area. Earlier it was free from malaria because mosquito was not surviving. We developed agriculture but provided a very ideal condition for the mosquitoes also. So these mosquitoes are creating ecological balances and the human health is at risk. This was actually a few points about the ecology. But see what is happening to the society. Interregional inequality. Interregional inequalities means some parts of India are developing fast agriculture and in other parts the agriculture is lagging behind. Farmers are committing suicide. The areas where it is better performing are Punjab, Haryana and Western UP, and in South India the Kaveri Delta, the Thanjavur district. These are the only tracts where the new seeds are performing better. This is inter-regional inequalities. Some areas are advanced in agriculture, others are backward. Next point, intra-regional inequalities. Within a region, the big farmers are the gainers, the small and marginal farmers are the losers. So this is also a point which goes against. Then third one is the intercrop disparity. Only two crops are performing well. Two crops I mean wheat and rice. The pulses are not doing well. Bajra is not doing well. The small millets are not doing well. Even sugar cane is not doing well. Oil seeds and pulses, they are not performing well. So only this new strategy is suitable only for two crops. Intercrop disparity, and it is one of the reasons why we are purchasing pulse at the rate of rupees 200 per kg or around 200 rupees per kg. It has gone up. Because earlier Punjab was the main area known for the cultivation of gram, a very important pulse consumed by the people of India. But now Punjab soil is not growing anymore any gram. Gram is a crop which needs dry conditions. It does not like more water. It needs less moisture into the soil. But the farmers of Punjab and Haryana over the period of last 35 years, they irrigated their fields repeatedly. And because of this repeated irrigation plus application of chemical fertilizers, the soil chemistry has changed. The soil chemistry has become more moist, and moisture is not required for the cultivation of pulses. The first affected crop is the gram crop. This pulse is not big. Now come to the large farmers are the main gainers. The large farmers were having better risk-taking capacity. They mortgaged their land to the moneylender, or they were able to take some money from the banks with developing some friendship or with some leaders. They were in a better place. So the big farmers were able to dig a tube well, personal tube well first. And digging of tube well means a controlled irrigation, got the source of irrigation. the small farmers were hesitant to go for the people, thinking where the money will come. And if I mortgage the land, I may not be able to redeem the land. So he was apprehensive. The large farmers are the main gainers so far as the adoption of high-yielding varieties is concerned. Next one is small and marginal farmers are the losers. Because what happened? If this farmer drilled a tube well here, so all the time he used to pretend that I have to irrigate my crop first. And if he was giving water to the neighbor to maintain the neighborly relation, he used to give it late. And these crops need water at the right time. If it is delayed, the crop will be less or the yield will be low. Secondly, the private tube well owners, they charge heavy amount because the water is sold per hour. And if the farmer is not able to clear the areas, again next time he may not get the water. Secondly, within 1 or 2 years, this big farmer realized that why should I give my water to the neighbor? Let his crop suffer a failure. He will sell the land. I will purchase the land. The size of my holding will go up. Next year it may be the next farmer. The area will increase. So he became a rational farmer, a scientific farmer, an economic farmer. Why I should give water to the neighbor? Let his crop fail, and when his crop fail, I will be purchasing the land of this fellow. My size of holding will increase. He became more money-minded, or an economic man, or a rational person. Now, the tenant farmers became landless and labourers. Earlier there was a system before the Green Revolution in northern India. Sharecropping was a practice. That the big farmers used to give some land to their neighbor. You do cultivation, and the product will be shared 50-50. That was known as sharecropping, butai system. But now this farmer got the tractor. He feels, why should I give my land to the neighbor? My tractor can cultivate much more area. So 4-5 persons who were doing the plowing, they have been eliminated. And they were eliminated because they were not required for a tractor. Perchance one more development. So that way the tenant farmers suffered. The landless workers outminded. You know, in the village there is a Jijmani system in northern India, especially in Punjab, Haryana and western Uttar Pradesh, that in each village there are zamindars and there are some supporting people like barber, carpenter, badi, luhar or smith, waterman, kahar or washerman, robi. These people were supporting the farmer. But now he stopped growing grasses or fodder. Because tractor does not need it. He reduced the area under fodder. The barber was getting some fodder from the zamindars, turn by turn from different fields. Now he feels, now I am not able to keep a buffalo or a cow for my children. He thought, let me out my land. The rural, it affected institutional of mutual cooperation was also adversely affected. The village community was helping each other at the time, which I try to present before you. I delayed your lunch, but now you are free to go. In case there is any doubt, you can ask any question. It happened in the same. You know, the farmers of Punjab, we say they are more developed, but according to the official report, 85% of the Punjabi farmers are under heavy debt. They are also under tension. So those who develop themselves, they are under tension. Those who actually are marginal and small farmers, many of them disposed of their land and went to the urban areas in search of some new jobs. They started settling down in the slums or unauthorized development. Thank you very much. This was a